The name's Lobo. That's L as in lacerate, O as in obliterate, B as in disembowel, and O as in, I guess I can use obliterate twice, huh? What do you think?
I think you're a certifiable madman.
It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdouts Newsstand, and today is New Comic Book Day and the first day of Pride Month, so of course we are going to go over Lobo and Crush. Now, initially I wondered how this title was going to go. It is by Mariko Tamaki, and she has been doing really well on Detective Comics, so I was a little optimistic about it. I must say I am glad for once my optimism paid off, because this was really, really well done. I like a lot of the elements we see crossover. The elements I love about Lobo are in Crush. Now, Lobo is obviously a POS, but he could be repurposed if they decided to use him in the DCAU as kind of, DC Comics Wolverine, right? But unfortunately, besides Krypton, he hasn't been utilized enough. And a lot of people really like Lobo. It's unfortunate they don't use him more. So they're actually going to. And we're seeing that. We're seeing a very manipulative Lobo and a child with some daddy issues. So let's, I'm just going to share my screen. I'm being super lazy with editing today. We're just going to head over to Comixology and take a look at it. There was a lot of variant covers because they had Pride variants all month long. So I'm not going to show those, but there's a bunch, right? So we get our introduction, and it's called Crush is the best girlfriend ever. Shut up. Mariko Tamaki. And the art is by, oh my God, Amundsen. Yep, you can see it on the screen. I'm sorry, I cannot actually say the name. But basically, the whole narrative in this is done by Crush. And a lot of it is really, really good. It's the typical, Lobo-esque talk, right? But we see her in, I believe it was Teen Titans Academy #3. We saw her take off, kind of have her issues with Teen Titans, and she took off. And that would have been last week, right? So now we're seeing her on her own. She got set up really quick because she has an apartment, but she's kind of doing similar work, at least it seems to be, than what her dad is, right? Kind of a mercenary for hire, just not going around killing people. These are clearly aliens. So that's what she's battling here, is some goopy aliens. There's really no other way to describe it. And she's living in New York now. So when she's in New York, she's getting a call from her girlfriend. Oh, her name. She's new. She's not previously established. Katie's her name. It is Katie's birthday, right? So this is Katie here. And she is late to her birthday party. Best freaking girlfriend ever. I guess it would be better when I'm doing this to show you this way, right? Best girlfriend ever. So she takes off and she goes and gets actually dressed halfway decent. She's going to the birthday party. She has to do the whole meet the parents thing. And I mean, obviously we know who Crush is. One big question I have is where Ublesk, her chains are. I don't know if she maybe put them away or what, but it's sentient, right? So you would think it would be with her. I'm not exactly sure. Hopefully, Mariko Tamaki kind of explains that, because I've been reading Teen Titans Academy. They didn't explain it in that, so I'm not sure. But, this is the parent she's meeting. I just love it because it's so opposite of what we're looking at with Crush. So she meets him, right? Very awkwardly. Not even in a fun way. She's just oh, hey, parents, Katie, hey, give me care. You know what I mean? That silly nervousness that everyone has when they do the meet the parents thing. And unfortunately, for everything going on, it doesn't go so well. Oh, I should have probably turned my phone down. I apologize. But regardless, we see, the birthday party, the unhappy girlfriend, but they have a lot of they're opposite, but yet they have weird things in common, like the way they dance and everything else. And so we've got the lovebirds. And another thing I wish they would have specified is how old Katie is. Not for any weird reasons at all, but when Crush was first introduced initially in Titans, she was very young, and a lot of the flashbacks we see where her parents died in the fire, she was very young. So I'm curious. I'm assuming we're looking at a Crush that's probably right around the 18 mark, but I'm not sure. So because she was fighting those people in the beginning, those aliens, and she didn't take proper precautions and, wash off her actual shoes or anything. She just came to the party, right? She went home, changed, came to the party. It mixed with either icing or something at the party, and it creates this like terrible gas. Okay. So we're looking at this gas, and it's kind of taking over the party. And of course her girlfriend's upset, and she's not even like, what drives me crazy about this is, I'll zoom in here a little bit. She's not even like, I'm sorry, your weird candle's made of gas. Like, she doesn't say I'm sorry. She just says, it's the pity thing, right? And I think a lot of it is kind of going to be addressed during this series, because a lot of it is daddy issues. Like, I shouldn't have come, pity me. It's pretty typical of that age when you don't grow up with a dad. And unfortunately, she's going through it. She said, yeah, not everyone's parents come to their birthday, which is weird to me because, her parents were kind of, obviously they were crappy parents. They were addicts and they were meth heads, and they had, drug dealers coming around. And not only that, but they had like outstanding debts with them. But one thing they always specified with Crush was that even though these people weren't the best people, she always felt loved. She always felt family. She wanted to initially be a princess, and then they lied to her because they told her she was more like Superman and not like Lobo until she found out, right? She always felt loved. She always felt protected. So that's one thing I didn't care for, but she's also going through this thing, and she says, maybe I need to leave. What? How about I'm sorry? I'm sorry goes a long way, but even so, we see Red Arrow show up. She's been showing up in a lot lately. She was like in 3 books last week. Well, she was in Teen Titans Academy, and then she was in Stargirl, and now she's here. Mika. And she was in the anthology. I like her a lot. I'm not saying anything bad, but she's been showing up a lot more lately. So, we see her show up, and she wants to talk about what is going on, why she's not at the academy, why she stormed off, why she's not answering her phone. And they go over a little bit more, just give a basic background of the daddy issues, right? And they show, her parents not being the best people, the fight that she had. I believe it would have been in Teen Titans 34 or 33, in that area, 34 to 35. And the fact that, she tied him down with Ublesk, and I don't know if maybe that's why she doesn't have her chain or not. So I'm confused. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. But even so, he is tied up. He is in jail, and he sends her a message. And this is really what's been bugging her lately, right? Well, we'll zoom in here. Yeah. It's your father, and I know it's probably strange to hear from me. I think you might already know I'm in prison, and I think it's been really good for me. Like, clearly the manipulation is coming through. She's got to realize that, but she is very, very young. Even so, he says, I have a therapist, and he shows the therapist. Like, the faces he's making are so fucking ridiculous. It is clear he is very much so manipulating her. He says, look, there's a program here where we can interact, and it's totally up to you, but maybe you could help me. Maybe you could come see me. I'll be here. What? No, that's not Lobo at all. That is a absolute 100% manipulation. Unfortunately, she doesn't really see it. So she goes through, and Mika's telling her, you need to deal with this stuff, right? How many, travel mugs do you have? she's got, what does it say? 30, she says 31, it's actually 45. I love the running dialogue that she has here. It's very Lobo-esque. And she's basically running from something, right? And she tells her to leave. So, her girlfriend is, she's not answering her girlfriend. She's the one who was kind of the one who fucked up, right? And she's ignoring her like worst girlfriend ever. So she actually does decide, to that she's gonna go see her dad. Otherwise, this plot wouldn't go any further. But that's where we really kind of leave off here, right? She is going to. He says, did you get a response? She said maybe. So fingers crossed. I really like this art. I love the way that Lobo looks. So he says, what do you want to pray? Thanks for reading. See you. Whenever the next one comes out or not, I'm not in charge of these things. And that's what I mean about the overlying monologue. That's really well done and really shaped in a way that reminds me of Crush, and yet still reminds me of like the older Lobo series too. And I really like it. So I was impressed. Legitimately impressed, and I am going to continue reading it. I would say this is absolutely a recommend if you like Lobo or Teen Titans or Crush. I'm not saying this is for somebody that would simply want to read a Batman story, but I actually thought this was extremely well done. Mariko Tamaki has been doing so I'm going back to my library. Mariko Tamaki has been doing really well. Everything that I've read for a long time, I've really enjoyed by her. So yeah, definitely a recommend. Let me know, of course, what you guys think about this if you've had a chance to read it. If you don't have any intention on reading it, let me know down below. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.